background looks really sad, but I quite literally don't know what I did with all of my decor. When I decorated for fall, apparently I got rid of everything. I don't know what happened to it, so it's empty right now, but it will be full eventually. I'm thrifting new stuff. It's gonna look cool, I hope. But hey y'all, I'm back and I have more creepy stories that I'm so nervous to read. We are revisiting scary date stories. So this says, what was the scariest moment you've had on a date? I was at a guy's house. It was like our 4th time meeting and we started getting a bit more touchy and kissed more. I said I was gonna head home around 12 as I had had a long day, and he got in my face and got super aggressive and angry about it. Like a child having a tantrum asking me why I didn't want to stay at his place. This guy was 6'6", huge muscular guy who could probably pick me up with one hand. I stood my ground and told him to stop overreacting and respect my decision. After that blow up, I never saw him again. Should have seen the flags, as he always claimed his exes were crazy. Looks like he was the crazy one. Isn't that always how it goes? If a guy has nothing but bad things to say about his ex, he's the problem. I promise. Dating an extroverted woman that convinced me to go out clubbing and dancing with her. She got drunk and started shit talking to some chicks and their boyfriends somehow, and telling them that I would beat their ass. The bouncer stepped in, but they were mean mugging me all night. I thought I was going to get curb stomped or shot coming out of the club. That's awful. I hope you're not dating her still, because why is she getting you into shit? Like telling them you're gonna beat their ass is insane. Okay, this one seems scary. Or I guess like more creepy, but same thing. This guy was my roommate's friend and would usually give her rides back home and kick it at the house after work. I was usually there since it was around 10 p.m. when he would drop her off. One day he knocks on the door, asks to come in despite me telling him that my roommate wasn't there, and proceeds to ask me out. I said yes out of fear since I was home alone. The day of the date he picks me up, gets a flat tire in the parking lot. He fixes it and goes, "I don't get a kiss for that." I gave him a kiss on the cheek. He then proceeds to tell me that's it. Out of fear that I was alone in a car with a dude who I barely knew, I gave him a quick peck and asked to go home. He kept texting me nonstop after and wanted me to go to Vegas with him and his friends that weekend. Over the course of a day or two, he blew up my phone. When I wouldn't reply, he would get all mad asking if I was talking to other guys. Like, "Nah dude, I'm working." When I told him I wasn't interested, I received a heck of a lot of voicemails from him, calling me a bitch and how I led him on, and how he wanted to spend the rest of his life with me. Some of them I couldn't bear to listen to. Had to tell my roommate he was not allowed at our place anymore. After one date, and like you didn't even know him prior to that? What the fuck? Also, I'm so sorry to tell a girl that they're leading you on because they went on one date with you and didn't like you is nuts. I don't even know if I should read this. Guy took out his and started tapping it on my thigh because I thought you would appreciate it. I hope he's in prison. Oh my god. Oh my god. In my teens, I wandered off with a girl to a spot where we could have a little bit more privacy. It was late and we had come from a school dance. We ended up there, and within the heat of the moment, we heard running and whistling. Suddenly, a dude who I knew from school came and had a machete in hand. Girl frozen from shock and pants unbuttoned. I stood in front of her telling her to not make a sound. The guy was like, "Yo man, can you just light up my crack pipe?" We call it rocks in South Africa. I lit the pipe and he went on running with his machete chasing the ops. Who are the ops? Never did I wander off for a bit of fun again. Also had a guy knock on the window whilst trying to get it on in my dad's car's back seat, but that's a story for another time. What was the machete for? Honestly. Okay, this one's a little insane, and I'm not gonna read certain parts of it, but I have to read this one. I met this girl on Tinder. We went out for dinner and everything was nice. I invite her back to my place and she agrees. We get in my car and she starts rubbing her head into me while making animal sounds. I asked her what she's doing and she's like, "I'm gonna give you bleh." And like any teenage guy would, I let her do her thing. She then began to ask me if I've ever murdered anyone, and I said I hadn't. She looked confused and said, "Don't worry, we can do it together." She then pulled a matchbook out of nowhere and started to try to set my seat on fire. I pulled over on the side of the road and kicked her out of my car. I honestly don't have any words for that. That doesn't even sound real. That's like how was everything fine until this point? Is she just weird in private? You must have made her feel really comfortable if she's, you know, I don't know, trying to kill someone with you and also setting your car on fire? I don't know. We were walking by a river and he said, "Don't worry, I won't drown you today." Safe to say I didn't go out with him again. Yeah, like today, just today. My friend Jim dated this girl Danny a year ago. She was super pretty and also super fun to be around. So when they broke up, I swooped in, got his blessing. First date rolled around. We went out dancing, drinks, dinner, brought her home, and she let me sleep on the couch because it was late. I wasn't looking to push it. Woke up the next day and she wasn't there, so I cleaned up, got dressed, and went to leave. It came down to her sleeping in my car with what looked like a knife in hand. I left, walked to a nearby diner, texted some people, had a friend call her and make plans, went back and got my car. We didn't have a second date. Why was she sleeping in your car with a knife? And also, like, why did they break up? Because now I feel like I need to know. We were driving past a police station. She was looking for something in her bag, placed a big bag of weed on the dashboard with cops outside. This was well before the acceptance and legalization of it. Not that it would have mattered, as it was not a small bag. No one saw it, but what a dumb move on her part. No, that reminds me of like when I was in high school and I was buying weed from my brother's friend, and I'm like trying to be all secretive about it, and we're in the parking lot of like a store, and I'm leaning forward, waiting for him to get there, and I'm honking my horn. Like I accidentally started just blaring my horn. Like, yeah, call more attention to yourself. I felt so stupid that day. I yelled at my friend. I was the one driving and I was yelling at my friend to stop honking the horn as if I wasn't the one with my elbow on it. A dude locked me in his car and wouldn't let me out until I gave him a kiss. I screamed and tried to kick out the window beside me, and he finally let me out. I took my stuff and I ran. No, because I would also kick the window. I don't care. I've kicked a window. I've shattered a window with my foot. I will shatter your car window. I don't care. Let me out of this fucking car. I was around 19 and I met this guy at a party. We exchanged numbers and started to talk daily. Then one day we decided to go on a date in this restaurant and genuinely had a good time, until he insisted that he could drop me off at my house. I agreed, and in the car he starts going in the different direction and taking wrong turns. He started to laugh after I told him that he's going the wrong way, and after some time he started to yell at me for telling him that he's wrong. In the end, he kicked me out of his car and I never contacted him again. Genuinely the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me. That's not funny. It's not funny. I don't care if he was just trying to be like stupid and like whatever, spend more time with you. I don't give a, I don't care what the excuse ever is. It's not funny. I don't know you. And as a man, I'm so sorry. Like, why would you make me feel like I'm in danger on purpose when we already constantly feel like we're in danger? That's insane. Someone just quite literally said got stabbed. No more. I need more details than that. A guy told me he had a meth lab at home. He was a chemist. And he also thought it was fun to put sleeping pills or some other drugs into girls' drinks on a date to make them unconscious. Yeah, he belongs in prison. She brought her 2 younger siblings to our first date. Did not have a second. What if she didn't have a choice? What if she's their legal guardian and couldn't find a sitter? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like that's not that bad. That's not scary or creepy or weird. I mean, it's weird, sure. But depending on the circumstances. I recently went on a second date with a girl. We're both in our mid to late 20s at a cafe, and 20 minutes in, a middle-aged woman at the table next to us just butted into the conversation. I was kind of confused until she introduced herself as the mother, and then proceeded to hang out at the table for like 5 to 10 minutes before leaving. It was incredibly awkward, and although I kind of smoothed past it in the moment, it did weird me out that her mom was spying on us without me knowing, and the daughter never acknowledged her either until she joined in. I mean, you know they planned that, right? Her mom wasn't spying on you. They 100% planned that. Casual, chill way to meet mom, I guess. I was getting out of the car and a nail sticking out of the cushion caused a huge slit in my pant leg. Had to hide it from the girl during our whole date. No, because I would like I feel like that's something that, I don't know, it almost breaks the ice if you could be like, rip my pants getting out of the car, and then you could laugh at it and it's just like a fun little, I don't know, but I guess it depends on the people. I would think it was like funny. I don't know. And the fact that you stayed is like amazing. And so I feel like I would like love to know that you ripped your pants. I was on a date with a girl in a restaurant of her choosing in a town I wasn't familiar with in the boondocks of Missouri because I was attending an estranged family member's funeral. Long story about that, but that's the only relevant part to this story. We met and kicked it off, had fun, joked, laughed, awesome time. The restaurant started to empty towards the end of the night, and as patrons were leaving, these shady looking dudes walked in. I suffer from severe anxiety, which also comes with hypervigilance. I counted about 6 men, and during the times she would notice my eyes wander over to the men, she would raise her voice slightly to get my attention. In the midst of her funny story, my Brooklyn boy senses took over and I said, "What the fuck is going on? Be honest, lying won't help you." She sat back, changed her whole demeanor, and in a low monotone voice said, "They're friends. They're here to see you." I always carry a knife in my old gun, my Glock 9 Gen 4, Old Faithful. I stood up and the men started darting towards me and I shot towards the ceiling, and wouldn't you know, they stood their ground realizing they didn't figure out this part of the equation with me having a gun. I had them strip naked and put their clothes in the garbage can by the bar. I'm not stupid, I don't take chances. I used one of their belts to tie the entrance door shut. This sounds like a movie. I went outside to the front lot and counted 4 cars besides mine. I slashed all their tires. I was very thorough to make sure they had no way to chase me, filled up my tank in the next town over, and made it back to Brooklyn, but ever since then, if I didn't let my anxiety overwhelm my thinking, I don't know if I would have made it out alive or in one piece. I'm so confused though. Why does that sound like a movie? I don't know, and like there's no plot. Or it's a lot of missing plot. What the fuck? Who was she? Okay, and believe it or not, I actually got to the end of the responses to that. I've already made a video on this, if you didn't know that, but I am shocked because I don't know how I just read every response to that thread. I thought there'd be way more, I guess. I don't know. They're short though, so I guess I did read a lot. But that's all I have for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any crazy, creepy, weird date stories or any stories at all that you want to share with me or the community, I will have my subreddit linked down below. I'm gonna ramble a little bit at the end of this. Not too much. I know I owe you a big fat ramble, but today's also not the day. But I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. So like I was saying, I'm so confused where all my stuff went. I think I accidentally donated it, but I don't know how I would do that because I put them in specific bins when I like rotate my holiday stuff with my normal stuff. I don't know. Like I have my Halloween stuff in a bin. I have my Christmas stuff in a bin. I'll take my Halloween stuff down, take it all out, put my normal stuff in the bin. Like I rotate throughout the bins. But when I went to put my Christmas stuff away, one of the bins was empty. I don't know why. I don't know what I did, honestly. And I've looked everywhere and my apartment's not that big. I had like some stuff in these cabinets. I had some stuff like shoved in my laundry cabinet, but I don't know where all my stuff went. I found like 5 things, 5 or 6 things. Do you know how much stuff I own? And I don't know where any of it is. So I've been thrifting new stuff, which honestly I like it way more. And I was thinking about it. If I'm not able to even remember what I'm missing, clearly this stuff was not that important to me. And it was all very basic stuff from like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Hobby Lobby, whatever. And I've been thrifting all of my new decorations and I like them way more. Like my apartment is still very much neutral, but the pieces are way more fun. They're way more unique and I do really like it. And I'm having so much fun doing it. But I'm like, that's a lot of money. It just disappeared. But maybe when I'm done decorating, I'll do like a little updated apartment tour with my thrifted shit. Because honestly, I'm like obsessed. I really like it. And I'm in my thrift era. Well, I've been in my thrift era, but this just feels way more me. I don't know. I promise I will give you guys a big fat old ramble, but today's not the day, like I said, because again, my boyfriend is unemployed right now. He doesn't start his new job until for a couple weeks, I don't know. And he's just running a little errand so I can film, but he's gonna be back soon. So I gotta speed this up. But I promise I will share more with you eventually. Just don't know when. Not sure. I love you guys though. See ya.